Hello and welcome to RC Model Reviews. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen your faces on YouTube because the weather here has been just crap. It's been terrible. It's been raining and blowing a gale. In fact, for a long time I couldn't even get to the workshop because it rained every day in September bar 3, and that meant there were floodwaters all around the edge. It was like a big moat, couldn't get to the door. But now that's changed. The sun has come out, the skies have cleared, the wind has abated and the rain has stopped. The temperatures are warmer. Look, I'm wearing a t-shirt for a change, not a big thick jacket and shirt. So now's the time to bring you another news update bulletin, which this is. And first on the bulletin, some of the things I'll be reviewing very shortly on this channel. First of all, the DLE20, a small gas engine from China, a 20cc, that's a 120 cubic inch engine, and it could be a game changer because this engine finally offers the same kind of power to weight ratio you get out of a nitro engine of the same displacement. So I'm going to test that. I've got an airframe which I'll be building 3D, so we'll be able to test it out, make sure it really does live up to those claims, and have a look at the general quality. I'll run it through the mill and see how well it performs. But if it performs as well as I think it does, you'll be wanting one of these engines, and I think they may be hard to get their hands on because the demand will be pretty high, I'm sure. Speaking of engines also, look for a feature on this. This is the Cox Baby Bee. Now, if you're as old as me, and you've got a wide part, grey hair and a grey beard, you'll remember that these were probably the most popular little model airplane engine in the world during the 60s, 70s and early 80s. The Cox company made these in huge numbers and they were dirt cheap. And the reason they were so popular was because they just worked. They were just really simple to use. You build a plane, you bolt this on the front, squirt a bit of fuel in the tank, hook up your glow connector, give it a flip, and you're flying. In fact, in the early 80s, I had a number of park flyers with these engines on long before the introduction of electric flight, and I flew them all the time. They were absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to take that engine, I'm going to review it, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. We're going to get an electric-powered park flyer, and I'm going to build a little nitro-powered park flyer with the Baby Bee on the front. We'll put them side by side, we'll look at the pros and cons, and see whether it might not be time for a bit of a renaissance, because for a long time you couldn't buy these. The Cox company closed down. They sold their inventory and the name to ESCs, the model rocket people. ESCs didn't know what to do with it because it didn't have a fuse and they couldn't light it and send it soaring skywards in a vertical direction. So they basically passed it on to another company. This other company has taken the inventory and they've made some new parts and they're putting together new engines, and that's great because suddenly now you can buy another Cox Baby Bee. And I've been looking for one of those for a long time. So happy to have that model in that engine in my collection. What else? Oh, I got a box from Hobbyking this week, and in the box was a whole lot of bubble wrap, and inside the bubble wrap were some flash new speed controllers, some ESCs. Now these apparently are the Primo Turnigy range. These are going to be the top line. The Turnigy controllers are ultra high quality and ultra over spec. They're supposed to be, you know, just the bee's knees. Now I've got 55, 45 and 70 amp controllers. The two big ones have got an SPEX with a 5 amp capacity, so it'll run all your servos and your receiver supposedly. I'm going to take these, put them on the bench, run them hard, check that the SPEC can deliver the current it claims, check that it can do it while it's also delivering the rated current to the motor. And we're going to do some tests, just see how well these stack up. Now, Hobbyking sent them to me. I didn't have to pay for them. Isn't that wonderful? They're free stuff. So they'll be given away if they're still working when I'm finished with them. They sent me these speed controllers and they said, test them, review them. So they must be pretty confident that they're all right. We'll only one way to find out. We'll try them. And in the same box, I had some of these, some brushless outrunners of various sizes from about 50 mils down to 20 mils. They look to have a relatively low kV rating, so I'll have to test it out. But I'll put these on the bench too. We'll put the watt meter on and just see what kind of thrust we get out of those for a given amount of power with various props, and we'll just run them through them, we'll test them out. I'll publish all the results for you to see on the website. A few other things coming up, the 9X, the popular radio from Turnigy, which is also known as the Fly Sky 9X. Turnigy can't keep those things in stock. Every time I get an email saying they've arrived, by the time I get there, they've gone, they're out of stock, back order again. But I did manage to snare one. I've got one here, which I'm going to be using to test out some of the new third-party software that's available. Some clever people have written alternative software for the 9X that you can download from the internet for free, and with a little board for programming you can update your 9X and you'll get extra features, more model memories, easier programming, a whole lot of other benefits that you're getting for free, so you can't complain. I'm going to test out each of those software offerings and do a comparison, do the review. You can decide whether it's actually worth going to that trouble and updating your own 9X to get maybe a better radio. One of the things they're doing actually, which is quite exciting, is that they're integrating the FreeSky telemetry system. so that you end up with the telemetry information displayed on the radio's LCD. And that means you're getting something pretty much like a Spectrum DX8, but for a fraction of the price. And also it's going to be a damn sight more reliable because it's full-time frequency hopping, not just pick and stick like DSM2. So that could make a bit of a change to the market as well. And those 9Xs will become even harder to find because everyone will want one because you're getting a DX8 for a third the price. Now, anything else? No, I've got a list of stuff here which I've written because I'm old and I forget. You've probably already seen that I've been flying this a lot. This is the little Sky Angel F-16, brilliant little plane. I've had it up in the air against a number of other much larger EDFs and it really holds its own. It's actually incredibly fast and fun to fly. There's a review on the website and on this channel. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look now. That's about it for today, except for this, the Fly Dream 2.4 module and receivers that I promised to give away. If you go to the website early next week, you'll see who's won that. The forum ID of the lucky winner will be in the relevant forum topic. So, and if you send me your address, I will mail it out to you shortly afterwards, within a couple of days. We've already given away a lot of stuff, WFly 2.4, Corona 2.4, and some other bits and pieces, so this will be another one. And there'll be new prize draws coming up as soon as I get up to speed here for the new flying season in the Southern Hemisphere. So that's it. Rambled on enough. I've tried to speak slowly, but it's really hard when you've got to squeeze all this into 10 minutes. And I thank you for watching. If you've donated, a big thank you to you. Those donations have been used to buy a lot of the stuff that you'll be seeing tested and reviewed. And I'll be sending out an email. If I haven't emailed you already, then I will get around to it. It's just that there's been so much to do. And if you've been watching, thank you. If you're not a subscriber, then subscribe now. There's a button somewhere, I think, on the webpage where you just click and you subscribe to the YouTube videos, and they send you an email and say, there's a new video from RC Model Reviews. You come rushing down here and watch it, and you clap your hands and have a cup of coffee. That's it from me. I'm rambling. See you next time on RC Model Reviews.